today. Horrible. Now this is the kind of weather that can really do a lot of harm. Small animals, cats and dogs. You would never lock anything in a garage or a shed or a stable. Even in this kind of weather, they need air movement around them. As long as they're outside and the air is moving around them, and they've got plenty of access to water, they'll blow off as much heat as they possibly can. Northerly wind, bushfire weather. And I am right amongst the Kinglake district, and you're looking at the devastation from the bushfires. Now, I've been down the road and I wasn't able to film there, so I'm just grabbing some quick footage now to show you what it is like. And it's smoky and it's bad, and I'm going to keep moving very quickly. I've already put down a sheep, transported a sheep out that I've given first aid in the field, and checked some other animals, and at the moment things are pretty scary up here. And you know, how anything would survive this, I don't know. It's just an absolute holocaust. My goal is to show you what happens to livestock under these circumstances. It's 5 days after a big fire. 40-kilometre speed limits, extreme caution, police, SES, services. And I'm just coming into Kinglake now. It's burned out over there. Okay, burnt down there, bit of green behind me. Here I am, I'm in Kinglake. I have a feeling this is where I should be. This is Animal HQ, Kinglake. It's the 12th today, and RSPCA tent, the veterinary tent. RSPCA are a big presence here. My car, I'm just a volunteer, so I'm just doing whatever I've been asked to do and helping in any way I can, which is not much at the moment. I've treated one colt this morning, that's all, and a kangaroo that was beyond saving, that was in shock and dying. Tried, but elected to put that down eventually. So there's feed already going out, there's people coming in talking about stock that need feeding, and there's a lot of people going around checking stock and doing the right things. Okay, here I am, it's 8:30 at night, and this is a tiny little feather-tailed glider, and he is so small he would not be 2 inches long. That's the back of my hand, so that gives you an idea how big he is. Now I've washed his eyes, and I'm going to give him the tiniest bit of glucose in some water, and I'm going to hopefully keep him warm enough overnight and give him to wildlife carers in the morning. And day 5, and this little guy was found by a local fella walking across the road, walked over, crawled up his boot and said, "Help me," with a big loud voice. And so we're trying to help him. Have a look at that. Imagine that, trying to survive 1,000 degrees Celsius in a bushfire. Dead horse there, seen lots of dead sheep, dead cattle, dead animals of every description. Cats, mice, you name it. What a difference a day makes. It's Friday the 13th. That's the sun through the smoke. It's been a long day. All the RSPCA cars vet clinic that existed in this town is behind us in all that rubble. Yesterday we were still working out of a tent, today we're working out of this, and we had a bunch of vet nurses volunteer come up today and they've sorted everything out. We've got a fridge, we've got a generator, we've got lights, we've got action, it's all happening. Fantastic. It's day 6. Day 6 they have a fridge. Day 6 they have power. Not day 2 or day 3, day 6. All the cat and dog and small animal stuff, everything from guinea pigs to rabbits, you name it. I've met a lot of people who've lost all the guinea pigs bits and pieces. Okay, that's the outside call list. That's pretty much my day over there. It's mid-afternoon or a bit later and the place is buzzing. Okay, so girls, what's the plan?
It's a fluid.
Bambi Farm.
Bambi Farm? Okay, Bambi Farm, so that it can be...
No, venison Bambi.
Okay, so it becomes venison chops. Oh, look at that, they're saying don't listen, look. Fatten it up and turn it into beautiful little rissoles. No, won't happen, team. This is a survivor of the fire. It'll have a long and healthy life. So girls, what are you feeding it on? Divetalact?
Yeah.
For Divetalact, you're giving it subcutaneous fluids, some glucose and some Hartmann's. So he's an orphan now.
He's looking a bit tired.
How's he going for temperature? We've got to remember that if you haven't got a functional gut, you can't put milk in it. So you've got to hydrate by some other route and treat the hypoglycemia so that they can elevate their own body temperature. You've got to use external warming, and this little guy's got some quite singed eyelashes. So he's poked his nose into a few hot things as well. Eyes, noses, ears, toes, udders. Here we've got the RSPCA, microchipping dogs.
Okay, this is his second dressing change.
Second dressing change.
And he's got ulcerated feet. He's really lost most of the pads on his feet. He's got little bits remaining, but it's quite deep ulcerations there.
And so the plan here is keep the dressings on until the feet are completely healed, or?
Yeah, just keep changing them daily, so bathing them with saline.
Yep.
And just cleaning up any grunge. We've just clipped his nails to make him a bit more comfortable as well.
Alright, and you just take away anything that's necrotic and flaking and debriding.
That's right, just clean it up.
A bit of detail here, just so that you can see they've got everything, absolutely everything that they need for emergency work. All those little yellow bottles are sharps containers. They're small, but they are sharps containers. Hot water bottles, cat carriers. Hive of activity. This is what life's like after a fire. This is what's left, right? So this is all that's been keeping these horses off the main road here. You can hear the chainsaws running in the background. That's what's left of the fence posts. Electric fence units, portable electric fence units, dozens of them are needed in an area like this, hundreds of them really. Every property along a main road needs to be secured. This group of horses in front of me, there's 3. One's been treated for colic and also because his feet got a bit burnt because the girl that owns him rode him an hour and a half to get him up to this safe area and put him into care. These will be old horses, don't know if anyone's feeding them. And these are spotted by the RSPCA as we've driven past. So one of the things that we really know about this whole scenario is that if it was tucked away and well hidden before, it comes out of the woodwork. Discovered something else. I've just driven in on the main road. These horses are here in a property that's been burnt out. And there's not actually anything keeping these horses in. Chewing on the tree and surviving. But look at the house around him. So this may well be a property that 7 days into this process has been missed. That's the house there. That mess is the house. and because I realised that if you could get in here, I saw the open gate, so I've come in, and the horses obviously actually have access to the flaming road. Alright, so there we go. We've got this offender about to walk out onto the road and get himself squished by a flaming truck or something. And we'll get him back in there and make sure that fence is secure now. How about that? 7 days after the event, and these two horses have only just been discovered. And they're right next door to properties where I've been and treated horses and done all that sort of stuff. So you can't be too vigilant in a situation like this. It is just so easy to miss horses, miss livestock, sheep, cattle, cats, dogs. There's no one here to take responsibility for these animals. I don't know if the owners are dead or alive. I don't know. Just treated a poor little pony 5 days after the fires, and he's got horrendous pneumonia. Look at that. This is the sort of infrastructure. Just an army of people up and working. Absolutely leveled that property. Not a thing left. Not a thing. Hey, I'm here with Dawn Hamlin, and she was a resident of Kyabram in, what was it? Which street?
McGregor Road.
McGregor Road, Kyabram, my hometown. And that brick wall, I tell you what, you've only got to look at that to see that that brick wall is about to fall over at some stage. Anyway, she lived up there for 10 years, so have a look at that. She's lost absolutely everything, and she has been smiling and cheerful and helping her neighbours and looking after their cattle and doing everything, and this is her dream of living in the mountains and the hills, and have a look at it. It's just decimated. Nothing left.
This heifer was found in a paddock, must have been hit quite possibly by a fireball, we're not sure.
The only thing I can do is I can shoot it right down, leave it to be buried, or I get the knackery to shoot her. She's off the property and they'll at least those nipples are black, and that is actually the dead skin outside. And notice that the udders are fully engorged. They won't feed the calves and they won't let the calves drink. Calves in fact are in quite good condition, and what's going to happen with these cows, because most of them have reasonable feet, is that they're going to go straight to the meatworks. So, and any of the calves that are totally unaffected can go off to market, but these cows with the damaged udders, they can't. They need to go straight to the meatworks and bypass the market. Alright, so the problem here is this is fire-induced laminitis. This is the worst one I've seen so far. Today is day 7. The fire in this particular case has gone completely under the whole